Shalom, Congregation Ahavath Israel. It's Rabbi Jesse Olitzky. Today and tomorrow on Shabbat, we celebrate Rosh Chodesh. Rosh Chodesh, the beginning of the new month of Adar. Now, this year, unlike other years, is a leap year. A leap year in the Jewish calendar doesn't mean that we add an extra day to the month of February as we do in the secular Gregorian calendar. Rather, it means that we add a whole extra month. Entire extra month. So today and tomorrow is actually Rosh Chodesh for Adar Aleph. We have Adar Aleph and Adar Bet. The first month of Adar and the second month of Adar. Adar stretched out over 2 months. We know that Adar is the month where we celebrate the holiday of Purim. Our sages tell us that we celebrate Purim in Adar Bet rather than Adar Aleph. Yet our command still holds in Adar Aleph. Our command is that Misha Nichnas Adar, Marbim Besimcha, that as the month of Adar enters, as we observe and live our lives in the month of Adar, we should be filled with happiness. More happiness during Adar, the month of Adar, than any other month in the calendar. So we really luck out in these leap years because we're told that that happiness, although it's connected to Purim, is not only limited to Purim. So that happiness that we experience on Adar, we experience beginning today, beginning on Rosh Chodesh Adar, through Adar Aleph and Adar Bet. So that happiness, that extra level of happiness and joy in Simcha, lasts for 2 whole months in this leap year instead of 1 month. This week we read Parashat Terumah. In the Torah portion of Terumah, we have the intricate details about how to build the Mishkan, how to build the tabernacle in the desert. And the Torah tells us about certain cubits and certain materials, bronze and silver and gold and different color threads and linens and skins that we're supposed to use to build this Mishkan, to build this tabernacle. To me, it's not about the intricate details at all. It's not about the exact measurements and the exact units. What we learn from this parsha is that these measurements show us, these intricacies show us how important it is to beautify the Mishkan, how important it is to beautify our sanctuaries. The Mishkan, the tabernacle, the traveling sanctuary that the Israelites took with them in the desert was the place of prayer and the place of worship for the Jewish people as we journeyed throughout the desert until we settled in the land of Israel. So too, this is true about any place we pray, any sanctuary, any place of worship, any Mishkan, we beautify it. There's a concept in Judaism of Hidur Mitzvah that we're told we beautify our sanctuaries. We beautify any mitzvah to make that mitzvah more important than it otherwise would be. And here specifically, I think, is what these intricacies of the Mishkan are telling us, that we beautify our places of prayer, we beautify our places of worship, we beautify the Mishkan, and we beautify our sanctuaries as well. Here at Ahavath Israel, I don't believe the commandments taken from Parashat Terumah, this initiative, this instruction to beautify our sanctuaries, is about the wallpaper or the carpet or the pews or the stained glass windows. It's not about how high-tech our computers are, how flashy our posters and advertisements are. That's not what beautifying our Mishkanot, that's not what beautifying our sanctuaries, specifically what beautifying Ahavath Israel, is really about. We learn what beautifying Ahavath Israel is about from today, from Rosh Chodesh. For beautifying our sanctuary, beautifying our synagogue, is really about the happiness that we find in that synagogue. When we enter a sanctuary, when we enter a space of prayer, we say, Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. How lovely are your houses of worship, your tents of meeting, O people of Jacob, O Jacob. And although this comes from Parshat Balak, from the book of Numbers, we don't just say this when we walk into a sanctuary, when we walk into a synagogue. We're supposed to say this anytime we pray. Because it's not about how fancy the building is that we're praying in. It's about the community coming together in prayer. And there's no better way for a community to come together in prayer. There's no better way to have a meaningful prayer and worship experience than to show joy, to express joy, and to have your joy affect the other people in our community, in our room, so that we can all have a more joyous and ultimately more meaningful prayer experience. So, as the month of Adar comes, may we all remember in our sanctuaries, in our homes, and in our lives to be marbim b'simcha, to have that extra sense of joy, extra sense of happiness, extra sense of simcha. And may we do so in our sanctuaries, in our synagogue here at Ahavath Israel as well. Shabbat Shalom.